ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a heads up that we are looking at starting on time at 20:45 in just a couple of minutes. Well, hello everybody. Good evening. Welcome to another Dad Rail stream, or should I say a slightly different Dad Rail stream, because I am doing a collab with Joe from the British Ace tonight, who is in the voice chat. This should work. Say hello, Joe.
Hello everyone. Hopefully everyone's all well.
Do let me know what the volume level's like. I believe Joe may be coming through a bit too loud there, but let us know in the chat. Let us know if it is working first of all, and then we'll get on with the stream.
How are you, Richard? Hopefully you're all well.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, bud. It's been a bit of a mad day doing some video editing and bits and bobs, but other than that, yeah, not bad. What about yourself?
Yeah, it's been good. Been to college, been doing the usual, but yeah, apart from that, all good myself.
I caught some of your Flight Sim stream earlier. That looks. I've not played Flight Sim for a little while. Flight Sim X was the last version I played, but that's pretty epic. The updated one.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I mean, the whole world in one game for £60. I mean, it's challenging to start off with, but definitely worth it.
Yeah, excellent. There's a few people saying you're too loud in the chat. I'll knock you down a little bit.
All right.
You're just touching the yellow lines on my stream maps, but that should be all right. Okay, guys. So we're going to be doing all the usual features tonight. We're going to be playing our game Locomotion Location Livery. Today's photo is from Maxwell, who I believe is in the chat, and we're also going to be jumping in and out the Discord server throughout the evening. If you want to post in the Discord server, there's an invitation link in the description below. So the format we're aiming to take is a points challenge. So I'm going to be doing my drive tonight. I'm going to be doing the 700 on the 9 kilo 86 1832 Orpington to London Blackfriars service, which I failed to complete last time because the game decided it was going to throw a wobbly. But I have opened it in 64-bit this time, so we should be okay. And then on date to be confirmed, we'll be doing the same sort of thing over on Joe's channel. So if you're not subscribed to Joe's channel, do head over to there. Click on his name, the British Ace, in the chat. Head over to his channel, click subscribe. That'll probably be next week sometime. We'll be doing the same again, but Joe will be driving, and we're going to compare points and see how we get on. So I reckon, Joe, you'll do better than me.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close.
I think you have much more experience on the simulator, so I think you're definitely going to do better than me.
We'll have to wait and see. Looking forward to seeing you run though.
Yes. I was planning on pre-recording this, but that hasn't happened, so that's I've set myself up for a fail already. So before
we also go on.
Sorry, yeah, before we jump in, I'll put my usual declaration on the screen. No, that's the wrong button. Too many buttons. Wait for that one to disappear. There we go. Yeah, all the opinions in this video are my own, blah-de-blah-de-blah, and all that good stuff. Right, if I was organised...
Yeah, we are using...
Sorry, carry on.
We are using the ATS 700. Just then, yeah.
Yes, definitely. Big improvement on the Dovetail Games 700 for sure. Okay, so I'll try and get set up if I can remember what I'm doing right. And we do get that lovely TPWS AWS operational sound. I do really like that.
Yeah, I think you get that on most new trains, don't you? I know you got it on the 387.
Yeah.
Unless it's the same for all new ones.
Anything with the Mark IV TPWS system has that fitted. So some of our Class 66s also have that, the newer Euro spec ones.
Alright.
Let's get some wipers on as well.
Rainy day at Orpington.
Rainy day, yeah. This is a challenging scenario at the best of times. So I'm going to put the heads up on. Is it the F3 one I want? There we go. So, do I need to open my doors here? I believe I do. Yes.
I believe it sent all stops to Blackfriars. Quite a good run.
Yeah, it's not a bad run. This, yeah, it's all stops to Blackfriars. So Pettswood, Bickley, Bromley South, Shortlands, Ravensbourne, Crofton Park, Ravensbourne, Bellingham, Beckenham Hill, sorry, Bellingham, Catford, Crofton Park, Nunhead, Peckham Road, Denmark Hill, Elephant and Castle, and London Blackfriars. I've got no excuse because I signed this in real life, so I should know the order of the stations.
I mean, how does it compare on here to real life? Obviously, apart from this is a game, but scenery-wise, how does it compare?
Not too bad. I think the stations generally are pretty good, but I think the scenery between the stations sometimes it can be a bit repetitive. But I understand there's lots of limitations and stuff on where they pull the resources from.
Fair enough.
Right, so why is it not going? What have I done? That's a great start. We are in forward. Power is on. DC. Doors are shut.
Should get going. Is it on AC instead of DC? Possibly.
No, she's set to DC. Power supply.
Oh, possibly check the HUD power. Because maybe the HUD, you know, the pantograph little symbol you can click. That might be down, maybe or off on the big HUD.
Oh, I'm terrible with keyboard commands.
That looks alright.
That looks alright. So, what is going on? Are my doors still open? No, my doors are shut. I'm showing an emergency brake application as well for some reason. That's quite strange. Right, let me try. Let me try shutting down and starting again. If it doesn't
hello
work,
to everyone in the chat.
if it doesn't work, turn it off. Turn it back on again.
Yeah, always works.
Let's go into emergency off.
Should still be on time though. These things are pretty rapid, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ah, there we go. Right.
E.
It's moving. That's a good start. I'm late.
We're off. Yeah, go on the 700 every day and definitely, well, awesome new modern train. I prefer the Electro Stars. Yeah, I've sort of grown up with the Electro Stars, same age as them. But 700's alright.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never driven them, but I've been lucky enough to cab a few, and the cabs are really, really nice. I like the driving control, the fact that it's a stepless controller, it's continuous both directions, which is really, really nice. So,
yeah,
Yep, sorry.
No, go on. You go
I was going to
first.
say, I am trying to keep an eye on the chat as well. I know I haven't spoke to anyone in the chat, so hello in the chat. Joseph Adams, hello, not Carl. Interesting one to drop in on. Pep EMU fan, still not keen on the Class 700 EMU, still wary on them. Remind you it's the same with the Class 717 EMU as well. Mr. Quicko streams, who's the other bloke speaking? That is Joe from the British Ace.
Hello, Quicko. Yeah, I have actually been in the cab of a 700 before. I did some work experience with GTR, which was like a train driver work experience a couple of years ago now, and got to cab a 700 between, I think it was East Croydon and Finsbury Park and back. It was pretty cool seeing it go through the core where it's all sort of driverless.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, not driverless, but...
That, I don't think they have the ATO running on that, do they now? I think it's still driver operated, although it is ATO capable.
Yeah.
There must be quite a new thing, work experience, because when I joined the railway, that certainly wasn't a thing back then.
Well, I did it first in 2018, and that was what the school set that one up, and it was with Network Rail. That's sort of more engineering side of thing, although I did get to spend a week at Three Bridges going into the old signalling area, and also in the new one, the Three Bridges Rock, which was quite cool seeing all the screens, all the signals, and it was brilliant going in there. And then did it again in 2019, which I set up myself. It was on the GTR vacancies, actually. There was a train driver work experience, and it wasn't really, well, it was all aspects of the company. So we spent a day sort of in the depot, Selhurst depot, spent a day sort of with a guard or an OBS out near Barnham. Did a bit of everything, really, but it was great fun, though, and definitely recommend it if they do it again.
Oh, excellent. Is that your aim eventually, to end up on the railway?
Yeah, I'll finish in college at some point and then hope to get a Thameslink apprenticeship, which you have to be 20 to get. And yeah, well, hopefully they'll still be doing it.
No, it sounds like a good way forward, definitely.
But maybe in future could be driving a 700. Would love to, though. That is the dream. Has been for many years.
Yeah, go for it. But I remember when I was young, that was my ambition, was to become a driver, and I'm fortunate enough to have achieved that. But yeah, if you want to do it, go for it. That's what I say to everyone.
Yeah.
Nationwide says, hello Deborah, cracking London race video. Yes, I said yesterday in the stream that I took part in the London Transport race at the weekend. That video has been edited and uploaded, although it has to be re-uploaded because there's some audio issues. But my Patreon supporters do have early access to that. That will be going out for general release on Friday morning. So yeah, thanks Nationwide for that. Daniel, good evening Deborah, how are you and Mumrail? Mumrail's not well, she's upstairs in bed not feeling good. But I'm okay, so that's the main thing. Mr. Quicko streams, Joe says, why GTR and not Southern? Is that purely because you want the 700s?
I mean, Southern, well, I used to live in Brighton, so Southern, they're everywhere, the 313, the 377. So I really do want to, well, really did want to drive for Southern, you know, Electro Stars growing out of them. I doubt the 313, because, well, they're probably off soon. But it's just where I live now, and also I don't think Southern do driver apprenticeships, because when I looked, I think it was only Thameslink apprenticeships. I mean, if Southern do, brilliant. But where I live, I'm much closer to a Thameslink depot, so probably would be best and more ideal to go for, for a Thameslink.
Yeah, and I think a lot of companies now do specify you've got to be within an hour of the depot.
Well, I'm only 20 minutes, so that's all right.
Ah, perfect.
So whereabouts did you start then, Richard? Well, like, what was the company you first started at?
I started my railway career with... I'm doing terrible speeding all over the place. You've got this in the bag already. We haven't even got to the second station.
You never know, you never know.
I started my railway career with South Eastern platform staff at Tunbridge back in 2007.
Yeah.
It wasn't South Eastern then, it was still under the government. It was South Eastern Trains when they had the square logo. They had jackets with big yellow collars on them, which were quite nice. We still had the 508s running as well then.
Good old pet.
Yeah, I missed the slam doors by a couple of years sort of working on the railway, but I used to travel to school on them. And from there I went to Hastings, as a platform shunter, which was 10 minutes away from where I live, so that was ideal. Then progressed into a shunter driver, so depot driver role at the Hitachi high-speed depot in Ashford.
Yeah.
I then done the same job closer to home at West Marina depot, and then from there on to mainline driving at Hastings. So,
Fair enough. So, from your experience, would you say it's better to go sort of different jobs to sort of build up to a driver, or sort of go straight into driving, or does it not really matter? Or is it just better for experience to sort of have that previous knowledge and experience?
There are a lot of drivers who have come straight onto the railway into the driving grade. In my opinion, if you've worked in other grades on the railway, it gives you an appreciation of their job and what they're doing and why they're doing it. I think sometimes you can always come a little bit sort of blindsided by it if you go straight into the driver's role. It's not to say people that go straight into it make bad drivers, because they don't. But I think sometimes the training can be a lot easier if you've got previous railway experience. There's lots of things you'll pick up through just generally working on the railway.
Yeah, makes sense. Fair enough.
I think the apprenticeship scheme's definitely a good way to go.
Yeah, I've seen it advertised, sort of on the website. It says, Thameslink apprenticeship. I think you can do engineering, train driving, etc., etc. Although I never seem to be able to find it on the vacancy site, just, when I'm looking out of curiosity. So I don't know if there's some specific way to get involved with that. Not too sure. But I've done work experience, and I did say that does get your sort of foot in the door.
Yeah, definitely. Your name will be on their radar, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So we've got 71 of you lovely people in tonight. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button and also consider subscribing to Dad Rail. Maxwell Wynne Shepherd, do LLL. We shall play around with that once we get down to Bromley Self Max. Pep EMU fan. I remember the Connex Peps, the 508s, good old 508s. Yeah, I do like a 508. It's got to be said. They used to come as far down as Gatwick, I believe, or maybe even Horsham.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. Someone in one of the Discord servers put a map up of where the 508s, and it's the old southeastern network. And it says something Horsham to Tonbridge or something they used to run, which I thought was quite far down.
Yeah, I know. They certainly used to do a London Bridge to Tunbridge Wells service, which was via East Croydon and Redhill. That used to run 1 hour. And there used to be a once-a-week service from, I think it was Redhill to Gillingham, via Tunbridge and the Medway Valley.
That would be quite a cool service. I mean, some of these services, there's not really... When you get the long distance services, but I remember when there was, Brighton to Manchester, was it Brighton to Plymouth or something like that? And there's not really many of those long services anymore in the south.
Yeah, you had the good old, I think it was 47s, wasn't it, on those most of the time? Well, I'm showing my age now because I remember it with Voyagers and 47s. I remember going down to Brighton, you have a 47 on the stops and a rake of, I'm terrible with coaching, stop Mark 3s or Mark 4s. And then they'd shunt release the locomotives. They'd put like an 08 on the back, pull the coaches out and then release the loco. But yeah, you definitely don't see that.
Brilliant.
You're down in the south as well, aren't you? You're sort of Horsham way.
Yeah, that sort of way.
We're not exactly blessed for locomotive hauled stuff down here. We get a few freight workings on the Brighton main line, but it's normally all 66s.
Yeah, well, I've seen quite a few 66s going into... There's a park just actually opposite Crawley New Sidings. And, well, sometimes I'm sitting there, you sort of look out and you can see a 66 coming in, then reversing back into the sidings. So, yeah, mostly 66. Also 73s. Tend to see quite a few of them doing the RHTT trains.
Yeah, the RHTTs and the SIT. So that's what I primarily work, amongst other things.
Yeah. Do you sign to the...
Say again?
Do you sign to the Arun Valley line, or...?
I sign as far as Horsham. The Arun Valley is on my to-learn list, which is constantly growing. But it depends on sort of getting released from duties to go route learning and stuff. So it's...
Yeah.
we've got quite a few drivers that cover it, so there's enough people that cover it to cover all the work. Sometimes it can get a bit difficult getting released to learn new things. Davidoff, thank you very much for your what do we call it, super chat there. Perfect. Right, I did say we were going to play a round of locomotive location. I don't even know the name of my own game. That's terrible. We'll do that when we get down to the next station now, which is Shortlands. So if I can ask you to all post a number between 1 and 16 in the chat, and I will pick the third number that comes up on my screen.
Oh, I'm going to put a number in as well. Let's do it.
Well,
there we go.
I used to do the first number, but then people were like anticipating me saying it and just posting. So like, if I do the third number, it kind of gets around that. Oh, you're the first one in. Oh, you didn't have the delay on the chat though, did you?
Ah, that is true. That's sort of why it's the third number.
Right, Daniel Edmondson is the third. No, he's retracted his message. And George has retracted. What's going on?
Who's it going to be?
I don't know which one to pick now. I'll tell you what, Joe. As you're the guest, we'll go with your number.
There you go. I think Miss Adams was third anyway, I think. So, I think that was 4. So, yeah, sounds good.
Right, I'll get stopped at this station because I will overshoot it. I scored 0 last time I played the 700.
Yes, TS is quite, well, strict with the points. Most of the time, it's usually minus 1,000 or so points what I'm on. Yeah, it's pretty strict.
And there's no FLU and RLU markers, is there, for the 700? It's all cars. Oh, I like
Is there not any? I think there might be at a couple of stations. I think you get the RLU and FLU.
I should
There's a couple.
I should definitely have to keep my eyes open for that. Right, let's play Locomotive Location Livery, and we're going with your suggestion, Joe, which is a box.
Hey.
You have a
No,
roof
a
and
chimney.
a chimney. If you can get it from that, you're doing well. Do you know what? There'll be someone in the chat that can get it from that, because it's amazing what people can decipher from little bits of image. We done one a few weeks ago, which was up at Manningtree, and people kind of just picked up on the Anglia branding straight away. So it's like, it's really, really quite good. I need to get.
Sure, someone can probably get that. Just from that chimney, someone will know. From the cloud formations, they'll know where it is.
Maxwell Wind Shepherd knows what it is. It's his picture. So. Shark Trails, Richard, have you driven F231 yet? Is that the 73 in the Spitfire livery? Golden Ticket says, Dad, I don't want to hear no excuses if you lose because you decide to do Locomotive Location Livery in the middle of a point challenge.
I think it's a fairly good excuse. I
think
think it's alright.
I think it's an excellent excuse. I drive better in real life, I promise.
Well, in fact, I might have actually seen you before driving in real life. Because all the 66s I've seen, 73s.
It's quite possible. I mean, I go into Crawley New Yard that you were saying about. I sign in there. I go in there maybe a couple of times a month. I've been spending a lot of time between Freebridge and Horsham, so I've been working the sit trains with the 73s.
Oh, yeah.
So it's possible.
What sort of time do they usually cut? It's usually morning and evening, I think. As I'm muting, what sort of the times I've got, I don't see them as much now.
Yeah, I think with the sit trains, they're out of the yard about 11:30 or something like that.
Right.
So by the time they get down there, it'd be about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I'm not usually about then.
Everyone's spilling their coffee with these station stops. Does train sim pick you up for harsh braking?
Yeah, it can. I think passenger comfort. So if you brake too hard, the passengers will get unhappy, and then, well, bad things happen.
Spilt coffee. Tea and biscuits with management. Wheels Row Photography. When does SITT season end? So snow and ice treatment train season. I believe it officially ends at the end of March. But if the weather's not cold enough, we don't run. So I've been doing a lot of standby duties lately, and they just haven't been running because the temperatures have been too warm. Pig and Bob,
Hello,
when
Maxwell.
does 69004 come back to Tunbridge? I'm not entirely sure. I'd be interested to see if it comes back in GB Rail Freight livery or whether it comes back in some other nice fancy livery. I want to see something from GB in Network Southeast, a shed or a 73. I think a shed would look good with Network Southeast on it.
I'm just imagining that now. Doesn't sound bad. Although, what is your opinion on the 38? No, was it the 483? You know, on the old Isle of Wight trains, the Network Southeast livery on there doesn't suit it.
It doesn't, does it? It really doesn't.
No, not at all. Best looking train with NSC livery.
47 or a 50, I reckon.
Fair enough.
I like 47s though, so I'm a bit biased. Sebastian Peters, I drive real trains as well as you, Dad Rail. Excellent, bud. Did you say you were East Midlands Railway, did I see earlier in the chat? Oh no, that was Stephen Lees, works for East Midlands Railway. Oh,
Yeah, what's this?
coming in
Back in
a
a
bit
meal.
hard.
Well, it depends, because some drivers, well, I've been, on the train, some, really, really gentle stops. Some it's quite, rapid coming into the stop.
I was always taught, obviously I was trained on Electrostars originally, and
Yeah.
my instructor always taught me, coming to every station using brake step 1, then you've got brake step 2 and brake step 3 if you need it.
Yeah, it makes sense, sort of in reserve, just in case.
Yeah, if you're coming in everywhere hard in brake step 2 and 3, you've got nothing in reserve. So try and come into everywhere in brake step 1. Then you've got that in reserve, especially in low adhesion conditions. Although Southern, their low adhesion policy is initially you go into 50% braking initially,
Oh yeah.
which calls if you go into an Electrostar 50% braking, which is step 2, the train will drop sand automatically. It doesn't do it in step 1, so that's why they tell you to go into step 2, so you get a bit of sand down on the track.
Fair enough.
Sebastian Peters, I drive South Western Railway trains. I may have driven past you at some point, Sebastian. I sign down the South Western Main Line as far as Southampton. So, if you've ever been down that way, I may have gone past you at some point. Stephen Lee, I work as a platform assistant for EMR. I quite like the EMR livery, actually. It's not a bad livery.
The purple one, isn't it?
Do they have 2 liveries? One for the intercity and one for the suburban stuff?
Hopefully. I just remember the 222s, I think, have been purple on them. Which looks pretty good.
Oh, the Meridians, yeah. So where are we? Going down towards Bellingham. Empty sidings. Must be the middle of the day.
Is a good question. The worst or the blandest looking livery. I probably Thameslink.
I was going to say, as soon as you said that, Thameslink comes straight to mind.
Yeah. Just grey and
It's
not a lot for.
It's a cheap livery. Nearly as bad as the Southeastern White. You don't see any of those about anymore, but that was back in the day.
That was the yellow doors, wasn't it, on them?
Yes, just white trains and yellow doors.
Yeah.
I think that was the white
Well,
that come out of the factory, and I don't think they'd even painted them.
The SWR livery is, well, pretty bland as well, as opposed to what it used to be.
So when we come to a stop, guys, we'll play another round of locomotive location livery. Don't know the name of my own game. Third person to post in the chat, it will be the number that I reveal. I keep meaning to get a little jingle made up for that, so when I press the button, it goes off. Let's open the doors. How many drivers forget to open doors? That happens all the time.
Actually, had it at Crawley recently.
I've done it at Charing Cross. I've got to Charing Cross, taken my key off and forgot to open the doors. And you open the driver's doors, you're walking away from the train and you're thinking something's not right. Oh, we got a real delay on the chat. I'm waiting for someone to post a number, but no one's, because I've said it's the third number. You see, no one wants to be the first to post now. Richard the Train Spotter and more, you're the third one on my screen with number 11. Let's see what's behind box number 11. Oh, you got some more station.
I feel like I might know what that is.
Go on, you're free to say
That's not the station with the very, very, very long name, is it?
I will neither confirm nor deny whether you're correct.
Has he got that little bit of turquoise in the background, which might be the Arriva Trains Wales branding? Probably wrong though. Probably wrong. Like Fanfare, Go Go Got that place.
You can have a go at pronouncing it.
Oh god, that's nah. It's gonna go wrong.
There's always someone in the stream that, yeah. There's always someone in the stream that crops up and tells you to pronounce it. So we've got the 40 coming up just before Catford. It's 40 and 15 for freight across this bridge. It's really annoying.
I suppose that must be another thing which is quite annoying, as you've driven passenger trains probably along here, as well as freight trains, sort of knowing what speed to go at without getting mixed up.
Yeah, I've never driven passenger trains along this route.
Oh, right.
But when you learn the route, you'll learn both sets of speeds. Because depending on, like if you're running light locomotive, you'll be following the passenger speeds.
Yeah.
Or if you could be driving like a Class 1 charter train or like a 1 Quebec instrument measurement train, and they'll all be running to passenger speeds. So, yeah, you have to know both.
Yeah.
It further gets confused by the fact that on Southern region, your only freight trains, well, Class 6, 7 freight trains are only permitted to do 2/3 of the maximum line speed. Down to a speed of 30 miles an hour, but it's maximum line speed for the entire line of route. So say you've got a line of route that's 60 mile an hour is the maximum line speed, you're allowed to do 40 over that route. But if the speed limit on that route drops down to 40, you don't then have to do 2/3 of 40, you can still do 2/3 of the 60, which is the maximum speed.
Yeah.
So that's unique to the Southern region.
Quite a lot of people have managed to put the whole name in the chat.
That's
Richard, why don't you ever go out pronouncing it?
I've done that too many times. Le Fampwe Gwyn Le Golly Quinn Drop Willie Tansi Le Go 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 Gok. Something like that.
Should be close enough.
Oh dear, oh dear. Pep EMU looks like landfill. I can pronounce that one. So when I was doing the stream on the North Wales coastal when that come out, yeah, just trying to pronounce some of the stations. My surname's Evans. You'd think I'd be really good with Welsh pronunciations, but I just haven't got a clue.
I kept saying probably the easiest one. I kept pronouncing Bangor as Bangor, which quite a few people picked up on.
Southern Enthusiast says the 465s bossed the NSE livery. A lot of them have still got NSE livery behind the doors, where they haven't quite painted. When the doors are open, if you kind of look in the crack between the door and the body, they've still got NSE branding. Laserjet wants me to say to you, Joe, how do you rate the GWR livery?
Laserjet knows my opinions on the IETs and GWR. It's just green. It's the cucumber. It's just another boring livery. It's just all green. I mean, I suppose it's GWR. The historic colour is green, but it's just quite a boring livery.
Yeah, we got the flying banana, so you got to have flying cucumber.
Yeah.
I've not been on an IET. I've not had some would say the pleasure, others would say the displeasure. But I photographed a few of them, including at the weekend when I was doing the rail race. Saw quite a few. But I believe they're quite similar to the Hitachi 395s, aren't they? But the seats are not as comfortable.
Yeah, I think similar. I've been on a 395. They're nice.
I'm going to have a moan now. As a freight person, we don't get any concessions on train tickets. So going up to London at the weekend, I had to pay full price from Ashford to St Pancras, and it was like 35 quid return. I was like, joking.
Yeah, you'd think you'd get free travel. I mean, being someone who works on the railway, even if it's a freight company, you still would think it would be free of charge, or at least discounted heavily.
Yeah, I used to get free travel when I worked for South Eastern, but we don't get anything as passenger drivers, freight drivers, unfortunately. Right, I'm going to hit F2 and save that because that started lagging out a bit. It done this last time I played this route around this area. It was lagging out. I've got no idea why.
Probably as you get closer to the main city, all the assets loading in.
Yeah, it could be the next tile loading or something. So I'm just jumping in the Discord server. Daniel's Trains UK official DRS 47s. There is a quad. What do you call a group of 4 trains? A quad drain. Oh, it's gone. Southern one's up the top there. And Smacks, is posting SCR because he really wants an SCR stream, but I'm like, yeah, come on. Do we really want to be playing SCR? Right, I think we're good to go. So 109 of you lovely people in tonight, which is fantastic. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button and also consider subscribing. And do click on Joe's username in the chat, that's the British Ace, and go and subscribe to his channel as well for part 2 of this video.
And cheers all for coming in. Hopefully everyone is enjoying it. Thing is, who's going to win?
I think you've got this in the... I mean, I haven't overrun anywhere yet, but there's still time. We'll be coming up
I can't see. Are you running on time?
No, I'm 2.5 minutes down. Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1925 I should have been into Nunhead, so yeah, I'm a couple of minutes down still. Doesn't seem to be a great deal of make-up time in this.
Richard says, was Joe travelling on a Class 700 this morning? I very much was, Richard.
Golden ticket, next points challenge should be with a Class 66. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, the 66 is awful. Although I haven't got the... I think AP have got an enhancement pack for it, which I haven't got. So I may have to give that a go. What are your thoughts, Joe, on the whole train sim world thing? What's your preference?
I prefer Train Sim World, as it, well, to me it is the successor of Train Simulator. It's the next new train sim. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I prefer Train Sim World, as it is the sort of new one, better graphics. I mean, it might not have all the features of Train Simulator, but then it is still, well, I mean, Train Sim World 4 years old, whereas Train Sim is plus 10 years old. And some features on Train Sim World aren't on TS. PIS, for example, isn't, well, on some routes it's sort of there. But yeah, I prefer TSW.
Yeah, but then you say the same about Train Sim Classic. You haven't got, like TPWS isn't modelled on Train Sim World.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a vital safety feature, so it's like, I'm not quite sure why that's not there.
Yeah. I think there's one route on TSW which does actually have TPWS, and that is Great Western Express, although it's only on one platform at Reading. I think it's platform 9. It's caught me out tons of times.
Oh, okay.
But that's the only bit.
Davidoff, saw your super chat there. Thank you very much for that, bud. Pep EMU fan, 313s are just amazing. They're beloved. Anyone that doesn't like the Veteran 313 needs serious help. See, again, I'm going to show my age here because my memories of the 313s were on Silverlink Metro out of Clapham Junction around the North London line before Southern got them.
I've only been on the DC ones. Well, they used to be AC, didn't they, as well? But only been on the Southern 313s. Absolutely lovely trains. Glorious sounds, the sight, everything about them.
Oh, most
it's
definitely.
Just perfect.
Yeah,
It's weird though.
So what we were just saying about Train Sim Classic and Train Sim World, and
Yeah.
Obviously I know you're an ambassador for Dovetail, and as am I. But I've made my feelings quite clear on the matter before. I think you know, I understand the commercial reasons for doing it, but I almost feel like it's now time just to stop development for Train Sim Classic. Obviously, you need to support the third-party stuff because there's a lot of that, but I think as a developer, I think, you know, it's time to move on.
Fair enough. I mean, there's enough third-party content and third-party developers, but then Just Trains are now on TSW now as well. So I think Dovetail would be alright if they did leave Train Sim, or Train Simulator Classic, which means they can, well, be more stuff on TSW.
I think both games do have a place, but considering how old the engine is for Train Sim Classic, I just think it's almost a little bit past its sell-by date when you look at when you compare it with something like Train Sim World. I know there'll be a lot of people in the chat that absolutely completely disagree. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. Casper's reading the chat and not stopping the train. There we go, that'll do. what do you think of HS2? Are you waiting for it to finish? This is controversial. I don't like doing controversial things on streams. I support HS2 from a railway perspective because you can only upgrade so much before you need increased capacity, and whether you do it now or whether you do it in 50 years' time, it's got to happen. So sooner rather than later. Right, guys, when
That's
we get
a fairly fair point.
When we get to Peckham Rye, I think we'll have another round of locomotive location livery, because we're getting quite close to the end of the route, and I just realised we've still got lots to go on that. My time management is not great. I love the way the signals kind of go back to red before you've gone fully past them. It's like the box on the front of the train's too large.
Yeah, I've had that quite a few times where people have been, you spadded. And it's like, no, it works differently on here. It goes red before you actually get past it. It's happened a fair few times.
Sandbrook says, I agree about HS2. Robert Lilly used to hate 165s before Fizzy Wires, Reading to Paddington. Yeah, I like 165s. I mean, I don't have to ride on them every day. But then I again, see, my taste in trains is not great because I said I liked Pacers. But then I don't have to ride them every day. Crazy Place, yes. I do mean Denmark Hill. I'm pretty sure in real life this signal does not flash. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain that signal does not flash in real life.
So have you driven along this bit then before in real life? I can't remember if you said about Denmark Hill on one of the previous streams, if you sign this section.
Not as a passenger driver, I haven't, but I sign all this as a freight driver. A lot of our freight traffic routes come through this way.
Yeah.
Because you normally sort of go around to Clapham Junction and sort of around the outside of London. So you drop down Factory Junction, swing a left. Come on, keep going. I really am tempted to get one of the Alan Thompson controllers. So guys, let's have a number in the chat between 1 and 16, and we'll play another round of locomotive location livery, as we only have 2 stations to go.
Gone quick. Been good though. Enjoyed it. Thanks for inviting me into this, Richard.
No, it's quite alright, bud. It's thanks for coming on, and I look forward. We'll have to confirm the date, but I look forward to coming onto your channel next week and not having to drive. Crazy Plays is number 6. That's the third one that's come up on my screen. Please note you may be held at signals between here and Elephant and Castle today. Right, well, I'll pause the game in that case. We'll play locomotive location livery, and we are revealing Crazy Plays box number 6.
Ooh.
Can you get the train from that? There will be someone that
Someone
can.
will.
Someone will. Someone most definitely will. The level of detective work is just awesome, as we said earlier. I need to get my countdown clock going. Right, back into the game. You've had long enough to look. 1 yellow, off to Elephant and Castle, coming up to Cambria Junction. Mr. Quicko Streams, a Pacer. Joppo 700 158, Southern Transport 46, GWRET. 2T1 Voyager 175.
Actually, there's an abandoned platform around here. Do you know when that's shut, or has that been shut for ages? Seems to be some sort of abandoned platform on this corner coming up.
Oh, I believe that was part of Loughborough Junction Station.
Yeah.
It's not been open for as long as I can remember.
Well, looks like we've got someone else in the chat called the British Ace. Hello. Whoever that may be.
I'm guessing the person typing in the different language is not you.
Definitely not, no. I only know English and a little bit of Spanish, so whatever that is, I don't know.
I shall Shall let the mod team know. Well, they already know.
I was also thinking, as you're doing this live, to make it fair, when I do it again, well, when I do my perspective, shall I do it live just to make it fair?
It's entirely up to you, bud. You can do if you want to, or it is entirely up to you.
I don't mind doing it again. I don't mind doing it again at all.
I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah.
I think they've done the cityscape really well coming into London. Some of the iconic buildings are on the skyline. You can kind of see the Shard coming up there.
Yeah.
Round Elephant and Castle and stuff. It does look really good. Oscar Hoffman, hello Dadrail. Kevin Mann, hello guys. Durafar76, Welsh, ain't it? There's a lot of love for doing it live, Joe.
Well, then I will. I may as well. It makes it fair, because otherwise, you know, then I can also then be reading the chat at the same time. Also makes it a bit more fun as well. More room for error.
Do you want to do it on the same route or one of the other routes? I don't know if that'd be fair for point scoring, or it's up to you.
Do it on the same one. Yeah, do the same one. As fair as possible. I can't make fun of Joe's driving. I see Laserjet, alright.
So 91 of you lovely people still here tonight. Hope you're enjoying the stream. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. And also subscribe to Joe, the British Aces channel. And we will see you over there for part 2, date to be confirmed. I'll be posting it in my Discord server. I'd imagine you'll do the same, Joe, once we've got a date.
Yeah, look forward to that.
It's always a bit difficult with I get my rosters on a Thursday night, so I'll get that tomorrow night, and then we'll sort out a date.
Yeah, we can plan then. And I'm free most evenings, so whenever you're free, really. That'll do.
Just depends on the work schedule. So, come the end of March, when we go on to our summer roster, it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah. So in winter, you're on the RHTT and was it the SIT trains?
Yeah, well, we still cover all the stone trains and everything else.
Yeah.
It's just that our roster, we have a summer roster and a winter roster, and the hours are balanced, so we work more in the winter than we do in the summer.
Yeah.
It averages out across the year, but we do majority of our works in the winter.
Then summer's just sort of usual freight stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so the way they cover the extra work in the winter is basically you've got less rest days in the winter than what you have in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've slowed down so early. The brakes are pretty sharp on these. So have Just Trains announced any routes or trains they're working on for Train Sim World at the moment? Because I've not seen anything.
There's been nothing yet. The announcement, the announcement that Just Trains were joining the development team was, I think it was Christmas Eve actually, but yeah, nothing yet.
So I know there's been a lot of speculation that there might be a Metropolitan line add-on.
Yeah, although River Games were very quiet after their last DLC, I think because the way the roadmap is now formatted. So it's sort of when they're much later in development, they'll show up on the roadmap. So maybe if Just Trains did start around Christmas time, maybe still a couple of months until we see anything.
Yeah, I think the next big release is definitely going to be Steam, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're going to, with the Steam engines they've announced, I'm hoping they're then going to layer those onto the existing routes, so you can do rail tours.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So guys, we will have one more round of locomotive location livery. Let's have a number between 1 and 16 in the chat. I think after this round, I'm going to have to reveal it. Someone has got it right already, though. I will tell you that much. Oh, there we go. Is that a Great Western one, or is that a Midland Mainline HST there? That is a Great Western green, isn't it? And lots of lovely 66s. Right, what have we got? Third number to come up on my one is Mr. Quicko Streams with number 16.
Here we go.
Let's reveal number 16. Does that give you any further idea, guys? Blackfriars is the next station. We're going to do a reveal at the next station regardless. There is someone in the chat who's got it right already. It's quite impressive with some of these, because I look at the pictures and think, oh yeah, that's going to be a bit challenging, and then someone goes and gets it really easily.
Yeah. We're going back to what Rivet Games. They did a teaser a few weeks back of the new route, which has now been announced, which I think is like Lurzen to Cersei or something. People got it within the first 10 minutes about what... All it was literally 2 little lines that sort of a track layout. People got it within 10 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah, the community is very good when it comes to that sort of stuff. So the same for...
I think they've neither confirmed nor denied those rumours, though, have they?
Oh, it's been confirmed now. What route
it has been confirmed.
is coming? Yeah, it is. Yeah, Lurzen to Cersei with a flirt train, which is in Switzerland.
I'm fortunate enough as well to be on the beta testing team. So I always have to be a bit careful about when I'm saying, oh, have they announced that? Greens into Blackfriars. Francis Wandsworth, yeah, thanks very much for joining, bud. 2 yellows. Oh, there's a 20
Yes,
there.
here, Francis.
Get some break in. I don't sign this bit of the route, so I don't sign Blackfriars, so that's my excuse for speeding.
The freight trains go through the core, because I think they used to, didn't they? There's like a little siding down below where the old market trains and stuff used to go into, but do they still go through?
I can't remember what it's called now. Yeah, there is a siding down there.
Yeah, it's all the markets above.
Yeah, that's gonna bug me now. There is a siding down there. I can't remember what it's called. But
Yeah.
Class 66s are not allowed through the core, but I believe 73s are. Right, so TPWS does work in this.
Very much does.
London Blackfriars. Blackfriars looks really nicely modelled. And I just think if you were to port some of these routes over to Train Sim World, what you could do with them would be incredible. I'm going to crash into the stops. That'd be a good way to end.
Someone's got it. Smithfield
What?
sidings.
No! What? What's happened?
Ah.
You are joking me.
I suppose I mean, how many points were you on just as you did that? I suppose we could go off that.
You scored 0.
Yeah,
Right.
how many points was Richard on just before that? I suppose we could go off that.
I wonder actually if I'm coming up towards the stops, because I was saying earlier about the box on the train being really big, so it thinks the train's further forward than what it is. So I wonder if it's like hit the stops because the size of the box around the train. Oh, that's annoying. That is really annoying. That is priceless. That is entertainment value right there. The game didn't crash. I crashed. That is potentially crashed. Yes, I'm not sure how to decipher the points on this. I guess
Let's go off what happened. Well, just before that happened. I don't know if anyone in the chat can go back and see how many points Richard was on just before. Well, the incident.
if anyone in the chat is able to have a look, that would be really good. If not, does it come up on the screen?
Yeah.
Where did I last save? Was it Denmark Hill? Or I think it might have been... let's have a little look where I last saved, see if it's not too far back. I'll cheat.
Yeah.
How do I get to my save games? So this is how bad I am with this.
I think you have to go to the scenario you were doing. So I think it was career,
isn't it? Yeah.
And it should say resume on the one which... There you go, resume.
Let's see where it takes me to. If it's miles back, I won't, but I think it might have been Denmark Hill.
Yeah.
The face
Mr.
cam.
Adams says, "Did I win?" Well, I'll do it live. Yeah, I'll do it live when I do it. I mean, I did do the pre-recorded video. Yeah, I'll do it live.
It was at Denmark Hill. Do you think I should do that last bit of the run again?
Yeah, go on.
What? This is Is it technically cheating? Is it technically cheating?
Nah.
I'm on 552 points at this point by the looks of it. My if I press that button there, yeah, 552. Right, we'll do the last bit again. One yellow. I've got to drive it exactly the same. That's the condition. Johnny Simulator Game and Richard Evans, in my office when you next book on, please. Yeah, hitting the buffer stops would definitely be tea and biscuits with management. There's no doubt about that.
And fairly recently on an overground train, didn't it? I can't remember whereabouts, but I think it was Richmond. Something went into the buffers, one of the newer units.
I don't think it. I do remember. I don't think it was Richmond. I think it was somewhere around North London. And I believe, I haven't seen the official report, but I believe, from what I read in the media, the driver was drug screened, which would be standard procedure, and the driver failed the drug screening.
Yeah.
Whether that's the direct cause of the incident or not is obviously up for debate. They won't kind of get the positive test and go, oh yeah, that's why the train crashed. They will look at sort of into more detail.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat will know where that was. That's going to bug me now. Yeah, you were saying about the sidings past Blackfriars. Yes, Smithfields. Was it Smithfields?
Yeah, Smithfields. And Sam's just put it was Enfield Town.
That's the one. Right, yes, I believe Loughborough Junction used to have 4 platforms. And that's what we're seeing here. Right, 1 yellow, position 1 junction indicator. Steep down, so just keeping a bit of brake in.
Back up the main sort of bit into Blackfriars.
And then we'll have another go. I honestly believe that's like I was saying earlier about the signals going back before the train's gone past. I think the collision box around the train's too big, so I think I probably, as far as the game's concerned, I think I hit the stops. I mean, there is a bit of a nose on these, but it's not that much, is it? Right, so...
I don't have the coupler. I don't know if it does stick out a bit too much.
That does look like that. Yeah, do you know what? They might actually be putting the signals back from the front of the coupler. That does look like it sticks out a bit too far. Still, never mind. Right, so I'm going to jump into locomotive location livery. Do you know what? Actually, we've got time to do another round now, haven't we? So let's have a number between 1 and 16 in the chat, guys.
What's it gonna be?
I think we definitely got time for another round. I was going to do a big reveal, but as we're doing it again. The Gaming Rascal, do you ever toot the horn for train spotters? If my manager's watching, then no. If he's not, then yes. That's the best way I can answer that question. Right, Big Will, you're the third one in with number 14. I think we can do that before we get to Elephant and Castle. Number 14, Big Will wants number 14 revealed. Oh, you're going to get some train. Oh.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
I think that was a good call. That was a good call. What do we reckon in the chat, guys? That should give you a little bit more idea.
Yeah, that's...
like I say, someone's
going to get that.
Someone did get it right earlier. Mr. Quicko streams. All of our trains are fitted with black boxes, same as aeroplanes. So all your control inputs are monitored, and you are subject to a random download once every 6 months, I believe it is.
You have to pretty much be on the ball all the time, as you could any of those days.
Yeah,
they could look back and be like, "Oh, what'd you do there?"
The locomotive will also dob you in itself. So if, for example, like our company driving policy is when we go over the AWS magnet on a red signal, you shouldn't be travelling any more than 10 miles an hour. So if you go over an AWS magnet doing more than 10, the train will basically email your manager and tell your manager what you were doing. So it's yeah, same with things like if you have a TPWS or an AWS activation or anything, your manager knows about it before you've reported it to the signaller. So you can't just sort of have an incident and think, oh yeah, I'll just scoot off and not tell anyone. Daniel Edmondson, Class 158, Northern Settle. Right, let's jump back in, guys. Landfair PW, whatever it is, 158, Transport for Wales. Laserjet, yeah, Transport for Wales, 158. I think, guys, I can declare we have several people that have got it right. So I'm going to press my winner button. It is Transport for Wales 158, and it is that ridiculously long station name that nobody can pronounce. Or
big name place.
I certainly can't. I kind of thought the giveaway was like the station sign on the left that's really long. I thought if someone reveals that box, then they're going to get it straight away. But that was from Maxwell Wind Shepherd. Thank you very much for that picture. If you want to send me some pictures for Locomotion Location Livery, you can do on my through my social media channels, which are on the screen now. I am also on Instagram at DadRailOfficial and TikTok at DadRailOfficial.
Yeah, brilliant photo.
We're going to be...
Davidoff says he's got his chocolate orange ready. Lovely.
Oh, I do like a chocolate orange.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, Northern Princess Productions, TFW158, long place name on Anglesey. Long place name, I'll accept that. So we are going to be playing Locomotive Location Livery on my social media channels. I think I'm going to do it on Facebook, maybe Instagram as well, as of next week. So I'm going to pick a picture, probably a harder one, and take one box away every day, and then let you guys in the comment section. So if you want to join in with that, you can head over to my socials, which are on the screen. Richard the Train Spotter more, TikTok not for me. Yeah, I know it's not for a lot of people. I try not to look at it because I can waste too many hours on TikTok.
Amanda says no chocolate orange for you tomorrow, Joe. But it's healthy. Come on, it's chocolate orange. It's got orange in it, clearly.
It's one of your 5 a day.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of
if
your
I'm
5
going on a long walk, perfect.
Right, 2 yellows, 20. 1 yellow. I see the excavator's animated down the side. That's really good.
Something to check. Is St. Paul's 2D? Was in the sort of merge what one of the developers did. I think it's Danny. He does like merges of the routes. I think St. Paul's was 2D.
It looks like it is. I did see something that come up on YouTube earlier. Actually, was a 700 enhancement pack to Bedford or something.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to click on it, but that looks potentially quite interesting. But I would like to see the 700 in Train Sim World.
Yeah.
I think you could use it on the Brighton main line. You can use it on the southeastern lines. I think there's a lot of routes that you could use it on.
Yeah. But hats off to Dovetail Games, Danny. He's done some brilliant merges over the years. Say the South London network, Brighton main line. Awesome guy. And also we got the East Kent Railway added for free on this route. So yeah, shout out to Danny.
I think the team at Dovetail do amazing work.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's a lot of people are not happy sometimes with what they bring out, and that's fair enough, each to their own. But yeah, you know. Right.
They brought a train simulator to console. I think that is one of the best things they've done. No other company did try to do that. Yeah.
It's raining. It's not raining in Blackfriars. It was raining in Blackfriars. Right, let's get on to free cam. It's 8, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Hey, it's got a 3D model.
That's 3D. That is 3D.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, you got.
Actually, I remember before going to have a look, and yeah.
Bankside power stations on there, and it's not you know, even the London Eye all the way over there.
Oh, you got the Tate Modern as well.
It's
I think
not
that's
half
the Tate
bad.
Modern, isn't it?
How far do we get round to? Oh. Okay, Metropolitan Junction. London Bridge is like there somewhere. It's missing. Or round the corner into Cannon Street. There's kind of a lot of track work on there that's that could potentially be developed further.
They're not healthy, but they are. Chocolate orange.
They're good. They're good. Well done, driver. You arrived on time. Have I? Oh, okay. And have given plenty of time for the train to be cleaned, ready for the next service. Do they? I didn't know they bothered. Time for a break. Have a brew and get ready for the next service today.
Lovely.
Thameslink, as far as I know, well, when I was with South Eastern, your turnaround times were 12 minutes when you got to London, so never time for a brew. You either had to use the toilet or have a brew. You couldn't do both. Right, so
That was brilliant, Richard.
638. That is my final score without crashing. So,
Cool.
yeah, definitely. Anyway, 115 people in tonight. That is awesome. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button and also consider subscribing. That would be great. And do head over to Joe's channel. Do you want to plug yourself a bit, Joe? I know you do a lot of flight sim and ATS and stuff like that.
Yeah,
ETS.
the British Ace on YouTube, daily Train Sim World 2 / streams, although Sundays I'm considering having a day off from streaming, although at the moment is daily TSW streams. If not, it will be a video on the Sunday. Plenty of other simulators as well. Obviously a lot less knowledge than Dadbro when it comes to railways, but you know, I'm learning as I go along. But yeah, big thanks to Richard for the great opportunity to do a points challenge with him. Awesome stuff. But yeah, make sure you do subscribe to Dadbro.
And of course, subscribe to Joe over on the British Ace. I have put a link to his channel in the description below, and if you click on his name in the chat somewhere, it'll take you over to his channel. So there will be a part 2 follow-up to this. It will be next week sometime. That'll be announced on my Discord channel, and Joe will announce it on his as well. I'll also announce it on my next stream, which I don't know when that's going to be at the moment. You know what I'm like, guys. I kind of tell you 10 minutes before I go live. That tends to be the way it works at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, so big thank you for everyone for jumping in. Matthew L, who won? We don't know yet. That's my run. Joe will be doing his run on his channel next week.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say. If you want to contact me on my social, guys, you can do. They are on the screen right now. If you want to join in the Discord server as well, there is a link in the description to that. Do we have anything else to say?
Well, hopefully everyone has enjoyed it, and yeah, awesome stuff. Cheers, Richard, for the lab.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to press that button there, which should play the end music, hopefully, and I'm going to wish everybody a good night, and we'll see you in the next stream. Thank you for watching.